It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Moda Center in downtown Portland, Oregon. Tonight, it's the Portland Trailblazers getting set to match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers begin the game with the basketball. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
McCollum to Nurkic. Not that time. Davis to Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook missed his first. That one goes. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body 1 possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Nurkic. Short jumper off the mark. Westbrook into the front court. Lead is 2. To James. No good. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. First couple didn't go. That one is true. Russ at the controls.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook sizing up Nurkic. Nothing going here on that drive. Russell Westbrook steps into it. Can't connect.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
Here comes the screen. Lillard, defended by Melo. And he buries it on the step back. Jay, this move continues to evolve since the days of Allen Iverson.
It does so much, Ed. When you step back east or west while maintaining your dribble, look at all your options. Number 1, a hezzy. You look at the rim. The defender jumps. You blow by him. Number 2, maybe a crossover in the same direction you just came from to throw the defender off. Or number 3, a raise into an easy jump shot. It's easy when you have this bag of tricks.
And when the game's on the line, that's arguably when it's most dangerous. Portland has the ball. Lillard against the former MVP. To Nurkic. Takes stock of the floor. It was right there.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
No good. No daylight. Great defense.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Lillard. Great defense, forcing the miss.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
LeBron James. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. You need to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Here comes the screen. Oh, knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. McCollum. Jay, how does Portland bounce back from the disappointment losing in 4 to New Orleans last year?
Well, you need your stars to shine the brightest in the biggest moments, and we did not see that from their 2 stars in that first-round series against the Pelicans. So these 2 stars need to be great and great all the time.
Here comes the screen. Westbrook to Davis. Nothing going here on that drive. Here's Davis. Anthony Davis. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Powell. Driving right to the basket. Here comes the screen. Lillard to McCollum. Here's a chance from long range. A tough make there for C.J. McCollum. Can't fault the defender on that one.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
To Anthony. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Can't connect from in close. James to Davis. From the painted area, won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
McCollum to Lillard. McCollum. He made his first effort, but not that time. Davis to Anthony. Blazers have it. Covington to Powell. Lillard against Westbrook. Shot by Lillard, no good. Westbrook into the front court. They lead it, 4-point game. To James. They'll get it down to Davis. To Anthony. Going to launch beyond the arc. And Carmelo Anthony, he won't miss those. Hits the wide open 3.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
C.J. McCollum. Smothering D.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Lillard picked up by Westbrook. McCollum to Lillard. Portland has 4 to shoot. Nurkic. Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's Russ at the controls. To Davis. Off the mark. Lillard to McCollum. Screen coming. Lillard to McCollum. From long range, he was all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
The jumper's off the mark. Lillard to McCollum. Knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Stepping in for the
Rondo matched up with Lillard. To Davis.
Hey, screen.
To Jordan. A lot of contact. No whistle. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
foul. Team foul number 1 for the Portland.
Dennis Smith Jr. A couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 69% at the line. First try at the line, no good. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Here's Rondo with it. Leads 4. To Jordan. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Okay, that time it was effective. But a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
Lillard to Dennis Smith Jr. To Lillard. Covington. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. The shot missed by Smith. Lakers ball. Matthews. Rondo sizing up Leonard. DeAndre Jordan, look out. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Add 2 points to the board.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Spinning shot, won't fall. Smith with it up top. Down 6. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Blazers come away with it. Lakers have it. Matthews. Here comes the screen. Dennis Smith Jr. able to recover with the block. Deep 3 at the buzzer. First quarter is complete. The Lakers have the lead. Jay, one quarter down. Both sides getting a feel for where this game is going.
I know you're wondering why I'm clapping. Both teams came out in the first quarter, and they executed. When do you ever see that, Ed? You have to continue to bring those competitive juices into the second quarter, and we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
LBJ throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Surveys the floor. Lillard. Scores from the post.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
LeBron into the front court. Up 6. To Jordan. Off the assist.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
The drive right to the basket. Lillard to Dennis Smith Jr. Portland down to 4 to shoot. To Dennis Smith Jr. Fires the 3. Howard with the rebound. LeBron with it up top. His team on top by 8. Nothing going here on that drive. To James. A pass stolen by Portland. Lillard defended by Quinn Cook. To Dennis Smith Jr. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Quinn Cook at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 80% at the line. First free throw is good.
Shot, bro.
Number 3, C.J. McCollum.
Goes 2 for 2. Portland's got it. McCollum. Gets a look. Can't hit.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
McCollum into the front court. They find themselves down 10. To Dennis Smith Jr. Not that time. Oh, emphatic slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
McCollum. That one off the mark. It's no good. Rondo with the basketball. Lead is 12. To Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. He's 2 for 2 now.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
McCollum up against the 8-time All-Star. Another chance. Trevor Ariza matched up with Evan Turner. To Howard. Able to convert inside. Now the Blazers will use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Lillard against Westbrook. 4-3. Damian Lillard, not much more the defense could have done. Hits a contested three.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested three goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. And draws the foul.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Number 2, for
LeBron James. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 73%. And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's Portland ball. Lillard matched up with Howard. Portland has 4 to shoot. Dame rises. Shot by Lillard, no good. Westbrook with it. His guys up by 15. To James. Jay, the Lakers, not just a great franchise, but they are a brand in the NBA. With LeBron James, what do you make of Laker fans accepting him maybe now or down the road as one of their own?
They better accept him now. I agree wholeheartedly with Jeannie Buss when she said they're not Laker fans or they're not happy about LeBron James. He is a Laker, and this is one of the most loyal fan bases we have, not just in this country, but in the entire world. The most Twitter followers of all the teams in the NBA.
Russell Westbrook snatching it out of the air.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Jordan. And finishes strong. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it.
When you're outmatched talent-wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Powell, guarded by Howard. To Lillard. Here comes the screen. It's Lillard for 2. D's got it. Damian Lillard, 4 out of 10.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Westbrook with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Howard. Jordan. To Westbrook. Has a chance. Not that time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Lillard. Off the assist.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. Russell Westbrook sizing up the all-star Lillard. Matthews to James. The shot almost. DeAndre Jordan rejects it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Lakers at the controls right now. Cody Zeller tips it. Matthews.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
LeBron James wants it, and he buries it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Lillard to Dennis Smith Jr. Can't connect. Westbrook across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. Jordan to James. He buries it off the step back.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Lillard to Dennis Smith Jr. Slam dunk.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Los Angeles has the basketball to Jordan. Westbrook. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
James into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Not that time. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Smith to Lillard. Nothing going here on that drive. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. Lillard for 2. Shot by Lillard, no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To James. Great feed. Had a chance, but it's no good. Trailblazers take over. Smith to Powell. Smith to Powell. No, I missed a short one there. Westbrook into the front court. He'll run the offense. To James. The drive. Right to the basket.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. And destroys the rim. That's what DeAndre Jordan does.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Lillard against Westbrook.
Entering the game for the Lakers, number 40, Carmelo Anthony.
Has a look. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Anthony. Matthews. To Westbrook. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Lillard defended by Howard. Here comes the screen. Lillard over to the right side. Nothing going here on that drive. Portland down to 4 to shoot. Shot by Turner won't go. Russell Westbrook up against the Weber State product. Here's LeBron for 2. Knocks it down off the step back.
Number 31.
He'll let one fly from half court. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. The Lakers dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Trailblazers may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Bench points.
The Portland Trailblazers had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
LeBron James was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
Ooh, I think people are leaving already.
Westbrook to James. And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand.
I got him. Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
McCollum to Nurkic. Had a good look there, but it's no good. LeBron into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Draws the double and still hits.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Nurkic rocking the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first three quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To James. Trying to cash in, and he hits.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
I got ball. I got ball.
Lillard to Covington. C.J. McCollum. That's how you defend.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
James to Davis. Oh, nice find for the basket. Who compares to AD offensively?
We would be doing a disservice if we compared AD just to one player. He's an amalgamation. Think about Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Marcus Camby. Throw them all into a blender, you get Anthony Davis.
Lillard picked up by Westbrook. To McCollum. Down to 5 on the 24. For three, that's off the side of the rim, short.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
And he powers it home. 2 more points for Anthony Davis.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To James. Stuffs it down with authority.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Work it down to Nurkic. And the finish, slam dunk. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Westbrook to James. It's Westbrook. Powell with the rebound. Lillard to Powell. To Lillard. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Knocks down the first.
Subbing in for the Portland Trailblazers, number 21, Dennis Smith.
And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Westbrook into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Won't go. Powell to Nurkic. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
I see this happen so much in the game. Just because a guy beats you off the dribble doesn't mean that you need to quit on the play. Stay in there, continue to be physical, even if you're behind the play.
James to Anthony. To James. Anthony. Off the mark. No good. And and scores, plus the foul. Patented move for Anthony Davis, and a chance at three.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Anthony Davis at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Portland has the ball. Dennis Smith Jr. guarded by Russell Westbrook. Down low Nurkic. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
James to Anthony. Davis to Anthony. Beyond the arc for three. Off the iron. No good. To Dennis Smith Jr.
Hey, double screen.
And it's Davis for the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Portland's got it. Smith to McCollum. To Powell. Lets it fly from long range. Anthony with the rebound. Westbrook with it. His guys holding the big lead. James to Davis. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
McCollum had to force that one, but it's no good. Shot clock violation. New blood coming in for both sides. LeBron has it against Evan Turner. Down low for Davis. The monster stuff.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To James. And stuffs it home.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Dennis Smith Jr. Couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First one goes down. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Into the front court comes Rondo. He'll run the offense. James to Davis, down low, and look out. Big finish at the rim.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Powell. Portland has 4 to shoot. Can't connect from in close. Across the timeline comes James. Looking to make something happen. Smith now into the front court. Down a bundle. From the painted area, won't go down. To James. Knocked loose. James matched up with Evan Turner. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Blazer. So it stays with the LA Lakers. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. LeBron James has it against Evan Turner. Stuffs it down with authority.
And a lot of passers usually have their head on a swivel, but ultimately, either you have a feel for the game or you don't.
Dennis Smith Jr. up against Cook. Has a chance. Shot by Smith off the mark. Here's James for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
It's Portland ball. Defense making the ball handler work. The pass taken away by the Lakers. LeBron defended by Turner. To Davis. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
McCollum with the basketball. His guys down big. Shot by Turner won't go. To James. Davis. That's out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Trailblazers take over. Smith. They get it down to Turner. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To James. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Smith. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Number 20, Anthony Davis.
Smith. Here comes the screen. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Smith shot, no good. Slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
I got ball.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. So far, it's been all Lakers. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the fourth quarter. And it might be time to empty the bench, Jay. This game appears to be well in hand.
And their starting five has certainly earned the fourth quarter off. They've been terrific this ball game. And this is the type of game where you find a chance to relax. You ice up, you watch your other teammates play, you applaud them, and you get ready for the next game.
Trailblazers with the basketball. Smith to McCollum. Screen coming. Probing the defense. McCollum defended by Mello. To Dennis Smith Jr. And Carmelo grabs the rebound. To James. Anthony. Now to Jordan down low. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Can't convert the free throw. Screen coming. Dennis Smith Jr. matched up with Carmelo Anthony. Has a look. Knocks it down off the step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To James. Active hands to stay with it. We'll get a jump. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 3 for 7.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
C.J. McCollum. Shot won't go. To James. Down to Westbrook. To Matthews. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Second effort. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Carmelo Anthony at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Portland has the ball.
The NBA Season 9 2021 games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Action Infinity 22.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the ring.
LeBron into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Matthews. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Wesley Matthews. Smith to Powell. Knocked loose. Lakers have it. James to Anthony. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Carmelo Anthony trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throws good. Add one more to the total.
NBA season 9-2021 game 9 matchup will be coming up next. Houston Rockets 1-7, Denver Nuggets
Lillard picked
4-4.
up by Westbrook. To Nurkic. Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it. Westbrook to Matthews. Fires the three. Not going down here. Smith to Lillard. Nothing going here on that drive. Lillard against the former MVP. Couple of cracks at the line now.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First try, no good.
For Los Angeles, number 32.
The NBA season 9-2021 game 9 matchup will be coming up next. Utah Jazz 7-1, Miami Heat 6-2.
To Anthony. Westbrook. To James. Fine to shoot. Westbrook. Rebound Covington. Powell to Covington. LeBron James swats it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To James. Anthony. Nothing going here on that drive. James. Able to convert inside.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
DeAndre Jordan with the block. Out of bounds. Last touch by DeAndre Jordan. Substitution being made in this one. Lillard. That no good. Off the mark. Los Angeles, they have it. Westbrook to James. Robert Covington sends it away. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Blazer. Westbrook to James. Rondo. It's Covington with the rebound. Lillard to Dennis Smith Jr. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper won't go down.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Russell Westbrook guarded by Nurkic. It's Portland ball to Covington. Screen coming. Powell picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Count at the basket.
The NBA Season 9 2021 Game 9 matchup will be coming up next. Boston Celtics 4-5, Dallas Mavericks 5-3.
Russell Westbrook. Look, I love Dame's game, but come on, man. Russ averaged a triple-double for the second season in a row. Stop it.
Anthony to Westbrook. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. Trying to cash in, and he drains it.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Into the front court comes Smith. Down a bundle. To Powell. Has a chance. Cleans it up. DeAndre Jordan. Huge block.
Sent a message on that one there.
To Anthony.
The NBA Season 9 2021 Game 9 matchup will be coming up next. Atlanta Hawks 4-5, Phoenix Suns 4-3.
And I'll never forget one of my first games playing as a rookie with the Bulls. I talked to Steve Nash, and Steve Nash always used to tell me, the more you come out and you get your teammates involved, the easier it will be for you to score down the stretch. Think about it. You come out, you get 7, 8 quick assists, then a ball fake on the next possession. He bit, easy layup.
They've got it back. Westbrook with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. James. The pass set it all up.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. It's James controlling the offense. To Anthony. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
We'll get a stoppage here. Timeout Portland as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Dennis Smith Jr. guarded by Russell Westbrook. To Covington. Powell. From the painted area, won't go down. The follow won't go either. Cook to bring it into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Gets a look. Can't hit.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
Oh, bad pass there. Blazers have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Russ at the controls. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose, but really good habits to gain.
Misses the first. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. And a nice finish at the rim.
It seems like yesterday I was rapping with this kid during the NBA pre-draft workout. He looked scrawny. Nobody knew if he could really make it. But the arrow continues to point straight up for Dame Lillard. Another terrific season, a first-time All-NBA first-team player, tied for 4th in the league in scoring last year. This kid is no doubt about it. Dame time.
Turns and slams it down.
I mean, if you have athletic ability like that guy offensively, as soon as you beat your man, if you don't beat him off the ground for the jump, you have no chance.
James to Westbrook. Driving right to the basket. Robert Covington pins it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. James to Westbrook. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Add 2 points to the board.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Lillard picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To James. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks, but you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
Nope, first one does not go. He missed a pair of free throws. Lillard guarded by Carmelo Anthony.
1 minute remaining in the 4th quarter.
To McCollum. Powell to McCollum. No good. Lakers ball. James. A pass stolen by Portland.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
James. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Damian Lillard. Deep 2 there, won't go. The Lakers get the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers put on a show in a blowout. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Trailblazers lost this game long before the final buzzer. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. Check out the leading scores for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Assists.
The Portland Trailblazers definitely suffer from poor communication in this game. And I say that because of how many assists they gave up. The frustration among them was pretty obvious. The chosen one was behind the majority of those dimes and deserves a lot of credit for having his passes on target and on time.
Player of the game.
LeBron James is the choice for what you're seeing here, and that's unselfish play. Tight passes, great timing, and an impressive basketball IQ. He earned more respect than what I already have for him.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
These are the upcoming games for the Portland Trailblazers. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.